quality assurance. It is also called QA. Okay, so what is QA? Most of the people think QA is a person, right? But it isn't. It is a process. QA is a process. It is a process that determines if the product or service meets the quality standard. And QA makes product or service trustworthy. Just like, for example, if you are going to visit your friend, right? For example, then before going out of your home, you double check yourself whether your hair are properly set or not, whether your makeup is properly set or not. So that checking is QA. So every in our life, in every step, we are doing QA. It is a process. Okay, so it makes sure that the product or service are of quality. So, like for example, there is Lays. Okay? So before reaching that Lays to the end customer, before receiving that Lays by the used by the end user, there are various phases of testing. Lots of testing are done before reaching that Lays, that packet, the glaze to the end user. And nowadays people are very conscious and they are very knowledgeable. So they will check the packet labels in packet, like is it quality certified, tested or not, it is of quality standard or not, before consuming that product. So mm, quality assurance is not only in the physical product but also intangible product, just like software. Okay, so its main role or purpose, sorry, not role, purpose is to provide the quality product or services, and because of which it will build trust among the customer. And in software, before launching any product, various tests are done. But QA means not only testing but also all the process, like from documentation to testing, all the process is followed in QA. And the role of QA is from the beginning of the software development to the ending of the software development lifecycle. So it will be there will be role of QA from requirement analysis of the SDLC to the product deployment in the market. So QA is a very important role. Without QA, you cannot determine whether the product is good or not, properly is of quality or not, the product is quality or not. Okay, so it is the most important thing. It ensures the quality of the product or service, because of which it helps to build our customers trust towards the product. It makes the product trustworthy. Like there are different nowadays, most of the all the product are tested. In all of the product, there is QA done. So now these people check whether the product are tested or not to before buying that product. For example, there are two packet of noodle, it's a biscuit. Okay, there are two packet of biscuit. In one packet there is all the labels and tested stamps, like that ISO certified type, right? Suppose there are that, and in another packet there is nothing, no label, no nothing. Then among those two, people will prefer the one with labels and all the um, mm, tested data included packet, rather than that without label and nothing, only a simple packet. So here people are trustworthy towards the packet with information, labels, right, than the packet without any information, that simple packet. Okay, so nowadays people consume those good which is it is tested good, tested product. Okay, so people are hesitant to buy the product that are not tested, or that doesn't pass any testing phases. So testing is the most important part in any product or software development. So quality QA is very very important. So now next, what is its process? There are certain process in everything, but what is the process of QA? Mainly what happens is, let's talk about software development. What happens is, in software development there are various phases. Among those phases, testing is one of the phase. So like first there are, in software development life cycle, and there are requirement analysis, design, development, testing, then deploy and maintenance. There are various STLC process, but among them testing is one of the phase which is the most important phase, because this include from beginning, that is analysis of requirement, to the ending, that is the deployment of the product. So the role of QA is from the beginning to the end, so it is very important. But among them, in the testing phase, there is software testing life cycle. So among that life cycle, there is also various steps. So that are this: analysis of requirement, planning, test case development, test execution, verification, documentation, and reporting. So first of all, in analysis of requirement, but before that, let's say what happens is, there is a client and another is software industry. Okay, let's assume that there is, A is a client and B is a software industry. So what happens is, that client says, I want a login form. Okay, so he will say, I want a login form, that is a requirement. But if that client says, I want a, login form with username and with password with login button, right? Then there are three requirements, right? That username, password, and login button. Then those three requirements put together are called CRS, that is customer requirement specification. So that client provides CRS to the software industry, software company. Okay, then to the software company, there are various teams like project manager, team lead, project manager, business analyst, right? So those people, people from the software company will analyze that CRS from the customers. Then they will convert that CRS to SRS, that is software specification requirement, and those that SRS is then provided to other team member like developers, QA, and other developers like design, UI/UX designers. Okay, then based on that SRS, the QA. Let's talk only about QA. Okay, then based on that SRS, QA will perform the this process that is the shown in this slide. Okay, so after receiving the SRS from the team lead or project manager or business analyst, they will first do is requirement analysis. They will analyze the requirement based from that SRS, and then after completely analysis and understanding that requirement, they will move to the next process, next step, that is planning. In this, they will create test plans for based on the requirements, and then they will create strategies and test plans for that requirement using Microsoft MS Sheets. Okay, uh, spreadsheets, or using different tools like Jira, and after that, test plan is created. Test case development is done based on the in test plan. They will create it based on the test scenarios. Then to that, they will create test case development. They will develop test case which describe the test steps, test uh, ID, and different like dates, priority. Okay, they will say that create a test case including those things. We will see that later in further in next slides. Okay, the test plan and test case. Then after test case is developed, they will execute those tests and check whether that test is passed or not. They will check all that, and after that they will verify. Verification is done. Verification later, those product or services that is developed meets the requirement, customers requires requirement or not. And they will compare those and verify whether they are meeting, they are getting the actual output requested by the customers or not. Then after that, after all the things are verified and tested, tests are passed, okay, then they will do the documentation and reporting. In verification they will also find bugs and the poverty fix, then report those to the um, respective developers. Like suppose there is a logo errors, like suppose the logo should be of 550 by 50, then but the logo is in that page is of 250 by 250, then here you will be assigning the bug to the front end developer or UIX designer, okay. So suppose there is the error in the view of the page, then we will be assigning those to the front end developer. And but if there is error in backends, like login, after clicking login button nothing is happening, then sorry, then then that bug or defect is assigned to the backend developers. So that's how we do our documentation. We provide documentation and reporting at the end, okay. So that's the process of QA.